Ho, ho, everybody. Do we want to start with that?
Yeah. I literally was just thinking maybe I'll start with ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. Welcome to another edition of Pulp Picks. My name is Patrick.
I'm Fritz.
And we're here to give you this week's reading recommendations, even on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
We are dedicated. We'll do it next week. We'll do it on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
What the heck? So it's a good week of comics. We couldn't let it go without another video. So let's dive right into your pick for the week.
Yeah, mine is at least color themed from the cover. We've got The Will of Doom. This is kind of, it's sort of an end cap to the recent One World Under Doom story arc that we had going this whole year, but also kind of like setting up for next year's big event, Armageddon,
right,
which we'll get into that here in a second.
And we're not talking strength of character here or fortitude of resolve.
Nope, this is straight up Dr. Doom is, by as far as we can tell, passed on from this mortal coil and has left in his will to, I won't spoil necessarily who, but like, you can probably guess who he would like leave everything to.
It's not a stretch.
Yeah, and the character in question spends this whole issue kind of being like, what does it mean to like be part of the legacy of Doom, of all people?
Yeah, Doom has some complicated relationships.
Yeah, and so like they're trying to deal with that, like what it means to like have access to like all these resources, like all this power, but at the same time dealing with the repercussions of like the world still recovering from everything to do with him having taken over the world for a bit, and just like how people are trying to adjust to like, there's some people that are just trying to be like, get things back to normal.
Yep. Some
people are like, we kind of liked it under Doom, so we're mad about this. So yeah, everyone's, I
don't know why I'm getting to this thought just now, but does Doom not remember Secret Wars when he tried to force all of reality into what he thought would be the best existence for people? And that just didn't go well. So why would he think that leading the entire world would go any better? Like with less resources.
To Doom, there is no mistake he can make that he can't think he can do better a second time.
Yeah, that's true.
So no matter how many times it turns out second first same as the first for the guy, he will never stop trying to do it again if he thinks he can do a better job of it.
Yep.
But so on top of them dealing with all that, there's other repercussions coming out of the event. There's a bunch of Doombots just running amok, just like attacking places all over the world now. You've got Red Hulk, who spent most of it being a prisoner of Doom, so he's a bit perturbed about that and may have escalated things in terms of planting an American flag on Latverian soil, with now there being like no government there. It's just like, was this like a sign of occupation then? And the U.S. government's just like, no. Like,
he does not speak for us.
So there's all that going on, and it's basically just like chaos throughout this entire issue of people trying to figure out like how to like pick up the pieces, and it's very fun chaos.
Yeah.
We've got, so the One World Under Doom was by Ryan North and R.B. Silva on that. And here we've got Chip Zdarsky and Kafu are doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, who Kafu is one of those artists I don't like see all the time, but anytime that they do show up on the book is like always like a fun time. I really enjoy their stuff.
Yes.
But
it's been a minute, I think, hasn't it? Were we having that conversation last week?
Maybe. They did some of like the Venom run for a while there. That was the last time I remember them being like regularly on the book.
Yep.
But going back to this one, yeah, they do a great job. They've got like the kind of like, there's a lot of like kind of quiet moments where characters are having conversations that feel really solid. Their action is super good, especially like once Ross gets to like Hulk out and really show his stuff there. It's very, very fun time. Lots of punches to be had. But so I've been talking about how like the doom of it all. And I mentioned that this is kind of setting up for like next year's big event, Armageddon. So we don't know a whole lot of like what exactly that event is going to entail. We know that spinning out of this in the current Captain America book, they're going to be dealing with the fallout of like, hey, Latveria is kind of like just got no one in charge now, and someone should probably take care of that. So it's going to be like Cap and the new iteration of S.H.I.E.L.D. dealing with that. Red Hulk's going to be showing up in there.
Right.
So I'm sure that will go perfectly well for everyone involved.
Typically.
Yeah. we know that there's some other books that are going to be kind of building up to it. There's a new like Wolverine miniseries that's going to be part of the Road to Armageddon.
Yep.
Basically, it seems like there's going to be this kind of like new superhuman arms race. It seems to be like the big thing. And there's certain events in here that like might tie into that. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, no, it's, and even like besides it being kind of this like bridging point between events, it's also just like a fun little like character exploration of just like where these people are at this point in time. In particular, some of like the Fantastic Four family, just in terms of like how they deal with the fact of like Doom being gone and like being stuck in this position of having to deal with the fallout of him being gone.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, a lot of weird connections there.
Yeah. But no, it's very fun if you're someone who's into the Fantastic Four or Doom or anything like that. It's a good read. If you're curious about like where Marvel is going to be going the next year in terms of like big changes, we know that the Armageddon is going to be like a big thing for the Avengers in particular. We know they announced yesterday with the March solicits that March is going to be the end of McKay's Avengers run. So they're definitely setting him for some kind of like big summer relaunch there.
It feels like Marvel is primed for a big shakeup.
Yeah.
We know that it won't be, changing continuity or anything.
Yeah.
They're not going to launch an alternate reality or break continuity. Right, yeah, because that went really well for them. But it feels like it's a little stagnant, not with all of their titles per se, but just kind of company-wide. They're just kind of in this weird status quo moment where they're trying to figure out all the books individually, whereas DC has come up with this really good synergy, both in their mainline and their absolute books. But yeah, we'll see what Marvel does. I feel like DC is pushing Marvel right now.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm hoping that they're pushing them into kind of like a good direction at the very least. But we'll have to wait and see.
For sure.
Yeah. No, good book. Check it out. Christmas themed cover.
Yes.
Maybe don't do this to like your Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, an Elf on the Shelf with a Doom mask. How great would that be?
It's funny since you were speaking.
Doom sees all.
Well, since you were speaking about the Absolute books, we should probably pick out your pick.
All right. So I'm going to go with Absolute Superman number 14. I mentioned how pleasantly surprised I am that Jason Aaron has really sustained my interest in this book. And I get like one of the knocks on some of the Absolute books are like, they really kind of slow down. There's kind of a lack of action in them, or where are these stories going? Like we're 10 plus issues in and it feels like we haven't really even resolved the initial story arc yet. What's going on? But on the flip side, that also means that they're really taking their time to be careful in their storytelling. And they're not trying to rush to, just Christmas bells. They're not trying to rush to just a conclusion. They're really pacing it so that the groundwork is set for what I think is going to be a continuing universe for some time to come. So, so anyway, this is definitely not a slow issue, nor have the last few been slow issues. So it's been
just all-out war.
It's been all-out war. It's been an occupation of Smallville. The people of Smallville, along with Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen, have sided with Superman. Superman is fighting against Lazarus Corp to free those people and also just not become part of what they're trying to do. So there have been many betrayals and twists and whatever. So we're getting the throwdown between Cal and Raj Al Ghul. And Raj Al Ghul is basically just trying to turn him to his side so that he can use him because he hasn't been able to sire strong enough sons yet. Although his daughter is there. So I gotta feel like she's probably like, hey, wait a minute, what about me? Like, I'm here doing all the work, putting it in. This seems a little backwards.
I made an entire terrorist organization just to, like, be your controlled opposition. Like,
right, exactly.
Am I not good enough for you, Father?
Yeah. So this is just a knockdown, drag out, that's where we left it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Superman was impaled on a sword of kryptonite, and it was looking really bad, and it doesn't look a whole lot better for quite a while in this book. But it was just, there's a lot of kind of, you're not sure if they're flashbacks or if it's kind of his life flashing before his eyes or what's going on here. But there are a lot of tender moments with people that he has had very important human connections with. And to me, that's kind of where, when you take your time and you build these stories and you really show people how much these relationships have grown and these connections are important to our main character here, then when the risk of losing all of that happens, it's got so much more collateral in your heart. You know what I mean? Like you're so much more invested in things going well. So I won't tell you if things go well. I believe issue 15 has been solicited. So, read from that what you will. But again, the art has been really good. It's Sandoval on this series, and it's been exceptional. They're doing a really kind of frenetic kind of art. Superman moving so fast and so much chaos and stuff around him, and his punches blow stuff up and whatever, and it just feels really powerful and impactful. So I've really been enjoying this one. I know that Batman and Wonder Woman have been kind of 1 and 2 as far as notoriety in this wing of the DC publications. But Superman has been exceptional this entire time, too. So I'm really enjoying it. I said a lot of bad things about Jason Aaron, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever it was. But he's knocking it out of the park with this one. Good job, Jason Aaron. All right. Well, I think the easy segue there is, we already mentioned her.
Yeah.
She's, one of the best-selling comic iconic characters of all time, and this particular version of her even more so.
Oh, yeah. We have Absolute Wonder Woman, issue 15. And a quick caveat we should definitely mention. So speaking of selling really well, so we don't actually have any normal shelf copies this week. We had a bunch of people sign for the book and get it on their pull and hold. So
good for you for listening to us when we say, if you don't want to miss anything, get on the app or get on the website and order it ahead of time, because a ton of people did that. Unfortunately, they did it after I ordered the book, and I don't know what I was thinking. I should have known that this was going to be insane. I upped the order. I did not up it enough. So sure, there will be a second printing, but
the good news is we do have a couple variant covers left. So if you're wanting to grab a copy and you haven't gotten signed up for it yet, you can still come in and try and grab one while we've got them.
Or hop online.
Or hop online. They're 100% going to put this to like a second printing. So there's definitely going to be more coming down the line. So if you're okay with doing a little wait, we got you there. Yeah. But if you're needing to get your fix, like come in or get online as soon as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that having been said, we're back to the main creative team on this book. And we have, why was it such a popular seller, Fritz?
So this is the first team up of any of the Absolute characters. We've got Absolute Wonder Woman teaming up with Absolute Batman. And it is a fun time. It's
absolutely great.
Because because to a certain extent, like the only time we've had any like real kind of like crossover between the books, we had the Absolute Evil one shot a couple months ago. Yeah. And we had Al Ewing touching on a bunch of like the villain characters from various books together.
Right.
But this is the first time we're having like any of the actual like heroes meet or like. And a lot of them have like kind of like have been aware of each other just in terms of like, oh, there's like something happening over on that side of the coast.
Apparently for longer than we knew.
Yeah, there's a great...
Apparently there's been some scrying going on.
Yeah, there's a great bit at the start of this where like apparently people have started making merch of Wonder Woman, which is really
that
funny.
Was good too, yeah.
Yeah, like like some of these characters, like they know about each other, but this is the first time that they're like actively interacting because Wonder Woman is seen on the news like, oh, there's like marks of Hecate showing up over in Gotham. I should, one, go check that out just because like anything to do with the gods is probably something related to me. Right. And two, I should probably meet this Batman dude at some point. He seems interesting.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not going to roll in on his turf without touching base with him and making sure that we're copacetic.
And it was a very fun issue. Like it's like the Batman here, like I feel like they very much like capture kind of like the essence of the main Absolute Batman book in terms of like this is the guy who's like very much always down for a fight. Like he's like he will.
I like the violence.
Yeah, but like there's a certain level of like guardedness to him here, where like he's like very like kind of like accepting the fact like, oh, there's this person here that like I don't really know. Like she seems like a good person. She seems to be doing good stuff. Like I'm not like opposed to or scared of her, but I'm like on like there's a certain level of like he's on guard around her.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. He's not gonna just trust her outright.
Yeah.
He's gonna give her a chance.
Yeah. And just kind of like into see their kind of dynamic play off of her because she's like very open with him, like very kind of
extremely.
Yeah, like very like just kind of like chatty, like, oh hey, how's it going? I'm Diana, and he's just like, I'm Batman. She's like, cool, we'll get to that later. like,
yeah, she is definitely doing the bulk of the talking in this book. A lot of his replies are very short and to the point. Yep.
Yeah, and so they go to investigate because there's these like marks of Hecate being like attributed to these murders, and they're both like something about this seems off. And like as we get into the issue, we find out like, oh yeah, something like this is maybe a trap being set up by some people.
Yes.
And the way they get to do because it's been a thing for forever now, especially over at Marvel, like, oh, first time superheroes meet, there's like a fight kind of thing. And like the way that happens here is like, oh, that's actually a really creative way to have this happen. It's also there's a particular bit where like Batman tries using the axe and it's just like, yeah, that's probably how that would go. But yeah, no, it's all just beautifully like Sherman's art here just is exquisite as always. Like just cannot get enough of their work.
Well, and it's fun to see Batman being drawn by a number of different artists now. You know, we've certainly had a lot of variant covers and that type of thing, but to have him show up in another book is really cool. So
I love that Wonder Woman is still taller than him, like not by a lot, but like for however big he is, like she's just slightly taller than him.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I will say too, like they didn't belabor the point on this one. They got right into it, and while Batman was guarded, the chemistry started clicking pretty quickly.
No, yeah, like you can definitely tell, like he, like very quickly he's realizing, like, oh, as much as I am kind of like doing my own thing over here, like she definitely seems like she's on the up and up. She's definitely someone I should like be on the good side of and like probably get to know more.
Yeah,
like you can definitely see, and she's kind of the same way, just like, yeah, no, like he seems good. Like we like definitely should like do this more often, kind of thing, which sets up our next issue. So like we've got this, and then next month we've got technically part 2 over in Absolute Batman with Wonder Woman showing up there. And the interesting thing is that like Snyder actually just tweeted this out last night that these 2 issues are actually like their own like stories. Like they're both like crossing over, but like this is its own standalone story, and that's going to be its own standalone story. So if you're someone who's just reading this book and don't like necessarily feel like you need to check out Absolute Batman, you should though. It's really great.
Yes.
Like you don't have to worry about catching part 2, but if you do want to just like see Wonder Woman doing more cool stuff, that's another reason to go check it out, because I can only imagine that she's going to be awesome in there as Batman is in here.
Yes. Well, and there are some very subtle and then some very overt references to the Trinity is going to be coming together pretty darn quick. Lots of mentions of threes, and
there's maybe a set. There's also
just a straight up name drop. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's where I thought they were maybe going for a second. There's potentially setting up for a certain character showing up down the line in either one of these books. You might be able to guess from the location, but
right,
yeah. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me being like wishful thinking there. Maybe that's actually something that's going to come down the line. Fingers crossed.
Well, I think we've known from the get-go that eventually all of these characters in the Absolute line, they need to team up, right? Like, I mean, you don't have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Martian Manhunter and not have, I don't know, them starting a pool league or something, darts league. There's going to be something happening. So anyway, all right. Well, that was exceptionally good. What else though? It was a good sized week for it being a holiday weekend and with a holiday week and with 2 holiday weeks in a row. Oftentimes we see some kind of light releases. Next week DC has nothing, but Marvel's got a pretty decent lineup.
Yeah, a bunch of Ultimate books.
Yeah. So also back to the hop online and get your copy because that whole Ultimate stuff starts wrapping up here pretty quick. But back to this week, what else? I know that you were really close on a book that you really favored.
Yeah, so I almost had up here, I kind of switched at the last minute, new issue of Sleepy Hollow, Return to Sleepy Hollow, I should say, follow up on the Tim Burton movie from 99. It continues to be very fun. And especially way more funny than I thought it would be. There's a bit where early on this corpse is discovered and two of the characters are like, should we start screaming now? Yes, let's. It's very it's very funny, but at the same time there's this constant sense of dread of just not really knowing what's happening. You can start piecing some of the pieces together, but you're still very much in the dark in terms of why are all these people dying? What's haunting Katrina's daughter? There's all this fun stuff there. New issue of Absolute Martian Manhunter. That series is back. It was on hiatus for a bit just to make sure that Rodriguez was able to get all the art together. Didn't have to have any fill-in artists. So we're back for our second.
That would have been jarring.
Yes, very jarring because his art is very integral to how the series works. And we're back for our second and looks to be final arc. Final arc is just going to be 12 issues, but we're off to a strong start. Everything is still not going well for anyone. There's maybe something real bad brewing at home for John.
It turns out that this Absolute universe has something rotten at the core that seems to be kind of polluting everything for everybody. I don't know what that could be.
Those were both really good. What about you, Patrick?
I enjoyed Capes. Issue number 2 came out. I was telling you just how much the art looks like Eric Larson art, and the way that characters are posed and the foreshortening and everything in it. It's very crazy, but it's fun to be in the Invincible universe where people are just punching into basically a middle-class superhero job, but also things are really bubbling up under the surface right now. Something bad is about to go down, and so their kind of status quo suburban lives are about to be thrown under the bus. Also, Kirkman has this tendency to kind of give his stories in kind of an underpinning of these people are doing good, but they're not necessarily good people. Yeah. So there's a lot of kind of skeezy kind of behavior also happening, which, if you like Invincible, that's definitely part of what that has been about. So recommend.
Speaking of liking Invincible, I mentioned the March solicits earlier. So in March, we've got Battle Beast is coming back for their next arc. So if you were a fan of that, you got that looking forward to. And then this is a big one. They're doing, for the first time since I think it originally came out, they're doing a reprint of the Marvel team-up with Invincible and Spider-Man.
Yes, they are.
So if you want that, make sure you get signed up for it. They're doing a bunch of variant covers. I literally, once it was announced, we had a guy calling me hey, can I get signed up for this? It's not on there yet. It is now.
It is now. Sign up.
So yeah, get signed up. The sooner the better. Always helps us make sure we know what we're getting for people.
For sure. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus was interesting. I mean, it's kind of a, such a comic book trope at this point. They get taken out of their reality and thrown into a tournament fight to the death.
Tournament on!
Yes. But, it was fun. And the art in it's really fun. And, who doesn't like seeing the Ninja Turtles? Yeah. It was really good. And we get some classic turtle cameo characters.
Apparently not Playmates. They just lost the toy license yesterday.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Oh, who got it?
Don't know yet.
I bet it's McFarlane.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, because they already have a bit of a partnership. So.
Yeah, they've definitely done some work before.
Yeah, so although maybe it'll be Mattel.
It could be Mattel.
Yeah, Mattel's been aggressive again, so we'll see. They're using that He-Man money to go get DC and maybe Ninja Turtles. Yeah. It would be kind of cool though to get the Hasbro scale interchangeable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Hasbro doesn't need anything else, but it would be cool.
They really don't.
Kit bash some Ninja Turtle stuff with Star Wars Black or Marvel. Anyway, what else? Red Hood versus Joker, the DCKO. That was fun too. We were flipping through and looking at the art and how they did the different styles and whatever. And there's a Killing Joke section in the middle there that was really cool with some throwback iconic panels. So yeah, just a bunch of good stuff this week. Also along the lines of Absolute stuff, Absolute Flash Volume 1 now available for those of you that were missing issues of that first arc or
look at go.
Yeah. Well, it is going to just fly off of shelves,
Yeah.
so hurry up and get in because looks like we already sold a number of them in pre-sale, so they are sitting in people's boxes waiting for them. So again, order online if you haven't, or stop in as soon as you can. So. Well, it's been a holly jolly Pulp Picks. I appreciate you doing the research, and I know that it's always hard work and nose to the grindstone, even on the holidays. So I appreciate it, Fritz. We also appreciate all of you. We will be back next week with more Pulp Picks on New Year's Eve.
Yes,
because that's how we roll. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, and stop into your local comic shop. We're going to be open today until at least 5 o'clock. If it's really busy, we will stay open for those last-minute shoppers, but try to be in before 5. So 11 to 5, it gives you a 6-hour window.
I want to go home, please.
Yes. Fritz has the largest goose. No, turkey. The largest turkey waiting for him.
Oh, that does sound really good.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Well, have a very happy holidays. Be safe. Be well. We'll be back next week with more Pulp Picks. Until then, enjoy the reading.
If you've never seen, I don't know how much this is getting kept in. If you've never seen It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, he's not in it a whole lot, but he's one of my favorite parts of that movie. He's great.